What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Enrich coming back to you with another episode of the Lifted Opinion podcast. Today we're on episode 3 and we'll be interviewing my homie Matt Otis, who's actually a very talented graphic designer. He's actually responsible for the logo that you see on the channel. So it's going to be a really interesting conversation and I really hope you guys enjoy it. So let's get right into the video. Yo. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. I introduced you, but if you want to introduce yourself in any ways, anything you want to put out there, this is the homie Matt, an incredible graphic designer. Like I said before, like I had no idea the direction I was going to go with my with my logo. I was like, man, I just kind of want it to be super simple and it to reflect me in some way, right? And one of the things that I kept kind of like coming back to was like, maybe like my beard should be a part of it. And I shit you not, I literally sent Matt like an easy like photo that I took of myself. And he was able to render it and make this really like minimalist logo that I today have fallen completely in love with. So merch is going to be coming really soon. I know I keep sleeping on merch and you guys have been asking me about it, but that's definitely coming. I really just wanted to release sweaters. I didn't want to do t-shirts. I feel like the logo is going to look so hard on a sweater. So that's kind of what I've been waiting for. But without going too deep into the merch and everything, Matt, why don't you just tell people a little bit about what you do with graphic design? Just kind of like, you know, your story, how you got into it. I know that, you know, you and I have spoken before and you guys went to Job Corps and you kind of like fell into.
Yeah, I actually got into graphic design gaming.
Really?
That's the funniest part. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I back in 2009 when I graduated high school, I was playing competitive Call of Duty like crazy. Like COD 4 was yeah, we were going crazy.
Shit.
GB ladders all the time. Like we were almost sponsored by Monster. Like,
what?
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that.
OG, like, yeah, that's where my gaming career started out. And how I got into competitive at all. And our team always needed logos. So I had a computer and my best friend at the time, well, he's still one of my best friends, like he was really good at drawing. Like he was always a great artist and I could never draw. I can't draw for shit. So I was always kind of jealous, you know, like, damn, I want to be artistic. And, you know, so I found out about Photoshop and downloaded it and tinkered with it. Started making logos for the team and everybody loved it. And before I knew it, I was selling them for headsets and I bought my first pair of Turtle Beaches using money from selling logos to people on game battles. So yeah,
dude, that's fucking sick.
Just kept going with it. Was like, you know, I can actually make a career of this. Motherfuckers is buying my shit when I'm just watching YouTube videos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Holy shit. Oh man, that's not what I did not eat. I honestly didn't know that. I can't believe we haven't spoken about it. That's fucking cool as shit.
Yeah.
So
I ended up went to Job Corps.
I was just about to say, so is that why you went to Job Corps? Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I was in college. I was in a city college, and I was starting to take I was trying to start taking graphic design classes, but going back to the fact that I can't draw by hand,
right,
at all. I don't care to, if I'm being honest at this point. But the first step to learning graphic design in city college or any college is to learn hand drawing.
Really?
It doesn't make any sense to me. They had me taking like drawing, painting 1 and 2, and I was like, "Yo, fuck y'all! I'm not doing this shit." I'm like, I literally want to do stuff on the computer. Like, what I gotta shade this fucking box here for when I can generate a shadow using algorithms? Like, you know, you feel me? Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck would I want to go through all of this? Like, I kind of get the fact that, like, you know, learning the different, you know, learning shapes and aspects and stuff like that, but at this point in time, especially, it's all a click of a button.
Yeah.
Like, you know, at certain things like that, if I want to get a certain angle, I just need to move the camera in my program to the right way.
Right.
You know, so it's just like
that's crazy.
It just seems like a really big waste of time.
Yeah, like what they have you taken up. That's one of the things, and I'm not using it as an excuse because I fundamentally think everyone should pursue going to college. and
I
try to get a
don't
degree.
say college or a
Or
degree.
right,
I
you know what
say
I
you
mean?
should
Like pursue
higher
something
education.
exactly. Pursue some form
You
of a
gotta,
higher education,
like I
whatever it
said,
is.
like I went to a, you just
It's
call
like
it
a
a
trade
trade
school.
school.
Yeah, trade school. Yeah. I wish I would have did that because I went to city college thinking, oh, excuse me, this is going to be just like high school.
Mm.
Only difference is like some of my classes are at night, and it's not going to be that big of a difference. My first night class, I had to sit on the floor in my class because they had overbooked it. There were so many students in there, and there was like 3 other kids on the floor, and I'm like, what the hell is
That
this?
sounds familiar, bro.
So
I
I
wasn't
was
on the
up
floor,
here.
but I remember people standing off to the side in
There
like
were
the
some people
astronomy.
standing. There were some people standing. Yeah, I was in
It was like, yeah,
statistics. I was taking statistics or
okay,
something.
yeah,
So for me, I just felt like this is kind of weak. This is my first experience dealing with college, and I felt about it. So then I talked to my counselor, and she was like, "Yeah, that's the only stats class you can take, unless you want to wait until next semester." I was like, "What? I gotta wait a whole semester? So what am I supposed to take right now?" She gave me this class, which was like a throwaway class. It was music history or something like that, and I had the most pretentious professor I think I've ever had among any professor. She just like oozed, I know more than you and just do what I say. Versus, hey, I have a lot of knowledge that I want to share with you that might enrich your mind in some way. Because it's all about music history. So we're learning about Chopin and Beethoven and shit like that. Like that's where I learned that your boy was deaf. And I was like, I didn't know Beethoven was deaf. And like how he had to like put his head down to the piano to make some of his. I was like, man, this is fucking great. This is actually cool. But I'm learning it from this lady I just can't stand. So, and I know that that's not a good excuse, right? It's not how someone's saying it, right? I mean, we get to an age where it's no longer about like, oh, it's how you said it. I don't like it. It's like, well, we have to get past that at some point and start thinking about, well, what's the nature behind what they're saying, and is it something important enough for me to get past how they're saying it? Like, is the point good enough for me to like discard the meaning in which it's being brought to my attention and just focus on the fact that this point may actually help me in the long run? You know what I mean? But I was too young at the time, and I just got frustrated. And the only reason I was trying to go to school is because I was trying to live at home with my pops. And I realized in that moment, like maybe school just isn't for me. Like maybe it's just not for me. And I got a job working at a home warranty company, and I ended up being really good at it. Like I guess talking to people was something that I was good at in a customer service level, and I moved up in the company like 2 or 3 times within a year. And I just thought, okay, well, I can make money doing this. I can get my taxes together, and then I can go back to school. I just never ended up going back to school. I kind of just like started working and kind of got used to it and was like, yeah, this is kind of okay. I don't really have like a lot of beef with it. Maybe it's not necessarily going to be my career, but it's an A to B point kind of job, right? And then like I can focus on what I want to do at some point. I just need to be able to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I completely feel you. And so if you started going to Job Corps after kind of already having the skill to do graphic design, right? Then I gotta ask, like, when was the first time you even started even looking at marijuana? Because it sounds like you were kind of dedicated to a craft already. You're gaming hardcore.
Actually,
Yeah.
I didn't smoke until I was 22.
Oh wow, that's fucking crazy, dude.
I was focused up all through school. I didn't smoke, didn't drink until after I finished Job Corps either, bro. Like I was just straight edge.
That's what's up. No, I'm the same way.
I never had anything against it or anything. I just didn't partake. I was just focused up on getting where I felt I needed to be before I felt like it might hold me back. And I got there and I was like, fuck it.
Let's go. That's what's up, man. Yo, listen. kudos to you, bro. Like, let's clap it up for my man, because I gotta be honest, that's not something that you hear regularly. Um,
Yeah,
especially like for most people start partaking in high school, so that's actually really
yeah.
cool. Like I,
And most of my friends did. I just
yeah,
they were like, they, we would be hanging out and they would smoke, and I'd be like, "Nah, I'm good, bro.
yeah,
I'm good."
that's some serious control.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me to my other point, which I know it's probably not something you necessarily need to talk about, but I need to give you some kudos, dog. My boy just recently lost over 40 pounds going on a diet and an exercise routine, which during the pandemic, let's keep it real, that shit's not easy. Okay. That's a big deal. And that's one of the main things that I thought about when having you on. I'm like, man, they talk so much about how weed robs you of your ambition. You don't want to do shit. My
Bro,
boy just lost weight and he's got a fucking career. Like, what are you talking about?
it's funny because I started, I started eating better, started counting calories, started using my to log my calories and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, I I literally smoke a bowl before I go walk or work out every time. I
Right.
don't it doesn't make me want to just sit in my car. It makes me want to like I get there
Yeah.
and I'm like the thing that stops me from working out is when I get home. Like being in my house, like, I want to stay home. I don't, the smoking is no problem, man. Like, it's just an enhancer to everything, bro. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. So,
especially when you're about to do something, like, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna smoke before I do it. Like, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Like,
mm-hmm.
it's different if you don't have any plan for the day. You wake up and smoke, and then you're like blown, and I'm just gonna fucking sit here all day. Fuck it. But I can see how people get stuck, but to me, like if I got a plan for that day, like smoking ain't gonna make no difference.
Yeah, exactly. It's just gonna give you kind of like that feeling of, all right, it's gonna be a good day while I do all this shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
shit.
And
All
a
right,
lot of
let's get this
times,
shit
a lot of
done.
times that's all I need, right? I don't
Yeah,
necessarily need to be like fucking blitzed out of my mind like while I'm shopping,
right.
like, bruh, where they got the
Nah,
waffle crisps at, bruh.
right.
Straight up though.
Fucking hot box the whip right before you get
Right.
out every time.
And
Every
for
time.
everything, right? Like, oh man, I gotta go to the DMV. Hold up a second.
Nah, fucking DMV real quick.
Yeah, no, that's
Uh,
that's where it starts to become an addiction, right?
and yeah, and that, yeah, that's part of it. You gotta know yourself and know to tell
Exactly.
yourself. You know.
Like people that have an addictive personality, I understand why they end up, trying other things when they first try pot. I was
Yeah, I
watching.
get that.
I know this is probably the worst example I could use, but have you ever seen that show uh, where they come and they intervention? Have you ever seen intervention?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it.
So there's this episode that I watched, and it was about this guy. And while it's kind of sad, it's kind of funny. So he's from Canada, and at a really young age, he was extremely hyper. And he comes from I think they're West African. His family, like, and they're like he's first generation, like Canadian, or maybe he moved there when they were a child. Anyways, like he's been in Canada most of his life, and I guess at some point, the teachers came to his parents and tried to tell him, like, look, your son might have ADD or ADHD. You might want to start addressing this. And they shunned the teacher. Like, nah, you're bugging. You're wrong. Not
Yeah.
my son, this and that. And he never got help for it. He never got help for it. So he tried weed at a really young age. He was in like junior high. So he tries bud. He's like, this is okay, but it's not strong enough. And then, he tries cocaine. He's like, this is not exactly what I was looking for. Like, this is getting me mad hyper,
The whole
but
it's
but
different.
like it's different, and I still like it. So he does that for a
Yeah.
while. Eventually, it leads him to trying heroin, and it's like the exact high I guess he was chasing. That like calm you down and you not think kind of high, and
Um,
he got addicted to it. Started doing that with fentanyl and all kinds of shit. So it's like when I see stories like that, it always makes me think like, damn, if they just like had the opportunity to like check that at a younger age, he probably would have never went down that path. You know, or maybe he would have just tried weed because he had already taken care of his ADHD, you know, like,
Yeah.
so so that's why it's kind of difficult for me to like not be open minded. I want to say that I'm probably saying that incorrectly, but not be open minded to the fact that it's a very good possibility that weed can can act as a gateway. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't think it did for me. I don't think like was like, oh man, I tried bud. Now what else can I do? You know what I mean? It wasn't like that for me, but I can't speak for everyone. Everyone's different, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's different. You know, everyone reacts different. It's just like COVID. Everyone reacts different, you know. So
Right.
some
And that's okay.
may build on you, and it may be something
Mm-hmm.
that you hate. It may be
Mm-hmm.
some, you know, there's people that they smoke once and they're like, it made me paranoid. I hate it. I'm never touching it again.
Yes.
And
I
that's
know people just
understandable.
like that. I
To
know
each their
people
own,
just like
you
that,
know?
dog. Oh my God. The fact that you just said that, it took me back to an instance where my boy had some guy come over and it was his first time smoking. I felt so bad
Yeah.
because he hits it and I could see the anxiety building in his chest. It was as if it was like palpitating like through his chest, like, oh, whoa. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we're just smoking bud, my guy. Are you okay? And he was just like, I really don't like this. And I'm like, oh man, I feel so bad. Cause like when I got stoned my first time, that's not how I felt. I felt like, damn, this is deep. This is a level of faded that I didn't think I was gonna reach. Just
Yeah.
smoking in the backseat of a truck. Now I realize, like, I'm glad I got to that degree around the right people because maybe we just weren't the right people for him to be around. Maybe he would have been more comfortable around closer friends. You know, and my boy, you know, it's not like his boy, you know what I mean? It's like a classmate. He heard him say it and he's like, yeah, come through. And, you know, it's like,
Right.
yeah.
Acquaintances.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, it's not the same as you're smoking with your road dogs. You know, I smoked my first time with my brother and like his best friend, you know? So it's just a different vibe. And I have to appreciate that that's a huge factor into why people try other things instead of marijuana. Because the vibe that you can get from it is that, you know, oh, these people are lazy. So I don't want anything that's going to make me feel lazy. I want something that's going to make me feel up. So then they try uppers, and it's like, oh shit, that probably wasn't a good thing because those are far more addictive. You know, they're just highly addictive drugs, especially prescription uppers. So it's like, oh god. So, so I gotta say, man, like, it's admirable what you did with your weight loss. It's insane that you're in your 20s, going into your 30s.
Just hit 30.
You just hit 30? I thought you were 29.
Nah, May.
May you turned 30? Oh man. So you're taking fitness into your 30s, a career into your 30s. These are all good things.
Everyone's, you know, they say it only gets harder the older you get.
Oh hell yeah, dog. I am living proof.
I'm like, it's already hard enough. I can't. It's already hard enough. I can't let
These
it
are
get
big
harder.
facts. These are big facts. So
Yeah, so
can you remember an experience you had where you were stuck off the green?
where I was stuck. Trying to think of a time when I was stuck.
And when I say stuck, like I mean like you were stuck, dog. Like maybe it was while you were trying to get some more green. Maybe you went to a movie after you just smoked and you were trying to order some popcorn. Whatever it is, there's always this moment where you're like, ooh. I don't know.
I
Maybe
really
not.
can't put my finger on a really bad a real time like that. I know there's been times a lot of times when like I'm gaming, like I'll be gaming with Miles or whatever, and I'll just forget we're gaming, bro. Or like when we're like playing, we'll be playing like Apex or playing something like, and I'll end up just noticing like, bro, I'm really just running through this shit talking. I'm not even paying attention to nothing going on in this game. And I've caught myself on a few occasions, and I'm like, yo, it's the last circle? type
Oh
shit. And I'm
my
like, what the fuck
god!
happened? Like,
I think I've been in there when we've had those
and
moments.
those are the closest times that I can say like stuck, because it's just like a whole ass time passed, and I'm just like, damn, we really been in this game this whole time and we're alive. Like, how I haven't even been paying attention. But it'll be like fights that'll happen too, and
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
in the fights, and I'll just
yeah,
like go with the motions of the fight and just keep going until I realize like, but in the middle of the conversation, like we'll be having a whole ass conversation,
yeah,
and those shits that's like the closest time to being stuck, like
yeah.
just
That's
lost on the
that's
topic.
impressive, right? That's kind of impressive that mid fight you're stuck murdering
Came in
motherfuckers.
with
Like,
the, came in with
oh
the motions. It's like, there's no other
yeah, like
scene.
yup. He's gonna pop up over that hilltop 230. Yup.
It really be like that, like, easy reads.
Yeah, easier.
Easy reads.
Exactly. See, my when I get stuck, it's embarrassing. You know, I've been stuck a few times. Like there was once I was hanging out with some people at a party, and my brother was there, and I remember him telling me like, "Hey, you know, I know you don't really drink because I think I was 20. I had just turned 21, and drinking was never ever my thing. Like it's never been my thing. I actually even today, like when I do drink, it's like kind of like an occasion because it's just not something I regularly do."
Yeah.
Um, and he told me right to my face, like, dude, when you mix bud and alcohol, man, you're mixing some shit. You got to be ready. And I'm like, I mean, I should be fine, right? Like, I should be fine. So I have a couple of shots,
Fine.
a blunt's going around, and it comes to me at some disputed barricade, and I remember getting the blunt and kind of just holding it because I was talking before it came to me. Like I was
Yeah.
having a conversation where I was, yeah,
Right.
and when it came to me, I kind of just got it like this, right, and was like, and just kind of kept talking. And
Yeah.
my brother is like just on it. He's like, "Man, are you gonna pass that?" I'm like, "Pass what?" He's like, "You have the blunt." I'm like, "Oh yeah, here you go." You know, I didn't even know. And I'm talking to someone at the party, and I remember having this dizzy spell as I'm having this conversation, and I thought I was standing next to a wall, but during the convo, we had moved to the middle of the room to kind of smoke the blunt, so I fell.
You like went to lean on the
I
wall.
went to lean on the wall and I fell. I fell to like flat, like on my side, and I was just like, I tried to play it off. There was like two girls standing in front of me. It was just bad. It was real bad. I remember thinking in my head, like, "Yep, this is what he was talking about.
Yeah.
When you mix two things that you're not used to mixing."
First time I smoked was I was crossfaded like that, because like I said, I didn't smoke or nothing.
Right.
And I didn't plan on it. My sister had a party at the house at our house when mom was gone, you know, whatever.
Right.
Halloween party actually. And
Oh, nice. Got the
I
little
was the oldest one
costumes.
there, right? And everyone, you know, everyone's over there drinking and stuff, and I would like I'm 21, 22. So that means my sister and everyone is younger.
Right.
And you know, they're drinking, and I'm taking care of it.
You're
And
like the only one that can drink. You know what I'm saying?
right. So my friends are over, we're drinking in the garage and stuff, and I just remember I was drunk, and they're like, "I want to smoke too," and I was like, "Fuck it, yeah, I'll smoke." And they're like, "No, you ain't gonna smoke."
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
mean, all this time
yeah.
you're like, nah.
They're like, nah. Which reminds me of another story when I played. We would go, and they would always ask, and I would like, act like I was going to, and I had them really like convinced at one point. We went all the way downtown Long Beach and shit, and like,
Damn, you did them dirty.
but yeah, so we
Took him downtown for nothing.
They smoked though, so it was
They
cool.
smoked.
I had fun. Yeah, I had fun still, even though I didn't.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
you
no. So
wouldn't.
anyway, we were in the garage. We drank, and then like I was smoking and stuff, and I just remember like the panic and fear like rushing over me,
Oh no.
and my first thought was, "I'm the oldest one here."
Repercussions are gonna be on me.
If the police come, I'm
Real
fucked.
talk. Oh, you already know.
That was the only thought I could think of in the
I
garage.
feel
Like
you.
everybody here is underage, bro.
I feel
Like
you.
everybody is, and like and it wasn't a lot of people, but
Right.
it was
Yeah.
enough for me to fucking freak out.
I
And
would
so the
too.
homies are like trying to calm me down, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. Everyone's got to leave. Like, and they're like, nah, chill. Like, it'll be cool. Like, no one's gonna come. I was like, nah, get the fuck out. Like, we gotta go.
We got to put the
Anyway, they calmed me
kibosh on it.
down. They calmed me down enough,
Good.
but
Good.
yeah, that was it. And surprisingly, with thinking back about that, like I still smoked again because but I knew like it was a combination. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
everybody that I was hanging out with was like avid smokers and stuff, so
Right.
they kind of knew that that's probably not going to keep happening, bro. Like you'll be
Yeah.
all right. So after a little bit of time, I tried. Here we are now.
You're right. Years later, I'm like a dedicated pothead with
Yeah.
that, and that's another thing I wanted to ask you because I do the same thing. I tend to agree that like if I smoke like a bowl or hit like my vape before I do something that's going to be in any way like physically taxing, like if we're going on a long hike or something, or if I'm going into the gym, I typically am able to do it steadfast and not think about the things that hinder me during the workout, like fatigue and cramps and stuff like that. Like, so it always it's always dope to see that I'm not the only one that does that. Cause I remember like my girlfriend, like I told her one day, I was like, we're going to go to the gym and we're going to smoke first. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah. She wasn't used to that. And even her, she was like, damn, yeah, I was able to run and not think about like my knees hurting or, anything like that. I
Or
just
it
kind of
doesn't
like,
hurt. It doesn't hurt. Like I keep it for a while. I get like cramps like in my legs, like bad cramps at night.
right.
So I would go to bed and pack a bowl before I go to bed next to my and leave it there. So when I
No.
wake up with a bad cramp, it's the only thing that would get rid of it. I take a hit. A minute later, the cramp's gone and I can go back to sleep. Otherwise, bro, I woke up crying.
Oh my
Leg
God.
cramps, like they were so bad. I don't know what it was.
I think that's when you get like that. Are you talking about in your shin? Like, or not your
Yeah.
shin, but your calf, I should say? Like, kind of like,
Oh, my shin. Yeah, my calf.
yeah, like that's where I get mine
And
the
like
worst.
yeah, and like the back of my leg. But not I
Mhm.
mean like before I started working out. Like
Right,
now,
right, right.
I haven't. It's crazy. I was thinking about that yesterday. Like I don't get
Yeah, the little
cramps.
aches and pains, those start to go away, dude. It's I'm excited for it. I'm really hoping that we get into a situation soon where it's safer to go back to the gym. Like up here, they're about to start mandatory vax cards. Like you have to have a vax card if you to go into certain locations. So if that happens, right? If that happens, then I'm gonna be back in the gym as early as October, or I'm sorry, as early as November, I should say. Just because we've already kind of decided, look, let's wait and see how they handle October. If the gyms calm down, because they should calm down, like automatically, they usually kind of like something like that happens. A lot of people are gonna probably be turned off by it, be like, I don't want to go. And then like the really like hardcore gym people, they're gonna go. They're gonna go get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do hear that a lot of people are selling these fake vax cards, which that shit is tripping me out about the whole process of going back to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just what I think it's harder and more illegal, by the way, to get a fake vax card than it is to just go get poked. Like, I mean, I'm looking at all these instances, and I always kind of like equate it, and I don't like to get deep into this, especially not on the podcast, but I will say that I equate the vaccine to an armor power up from a video game, right? If
Yeah,
if I go into a boss fight with 50% extra health, when is that never not a good thing?
yeah,
Like when is that not a good thing? You know? And honestly, like it's just, you know, it's just how I feel about getting back into normal life. I'm kind of like ready for the pandemic to be fully over. Not just because, you know, I like going out and all that, but it's mainly because I think it's kind of destroying the way people view society. It's you know, like this whole, like for instance, Karens. I think that that became like such a huge thing during the pandemic. Like all these different Karen stories we're seeing, like these crazy
yeah,
people getting into people's
yeah.
faces, spitting on people and stuff. It's like, bruh, what the hell is going on? So yeah, it's another reason I smoke. You know, because you have to look at things. You have to take most things with a grain of salt, and my grain of salt just happens to be green and nuggy. You know.
Yep, I feel that. That's true.
So
Everything with a grain of salt.
so since we're kind of talking about society, with how it's viewed upon in society right now, because you know you got the CDC sharing statistics about marijuana being, you know, the most used illegal drug, right? With, you know, over 22 million people stating that they smoked or have smoked. But then, you know, on the flip side, they're also saying, oh, you know, this is a drug that's going to attack your ability to remember things, you know, your motor functions, your response time, your reaction time, all that. So this is kind of like the narrative that always gets pushed when talking about pot. And
Right.
that's
Yeah.
where you get combated when you say stuff like, oh, I think it should be universally legal. I think people should be able to buy it at a drugstore in the same way that they're able to buy, you know, some wine or a beer. Um, do you think that that's how it should be treated? Or you think right now how we have it where it's illegal federally and legal on the state level, do you think that that's something that should continue?
I think it needs to just be legal. It's just confusing right now to everybody, bro. Like, if I'm being honest,
Real
like,
talk. Yeah,
'cause
dude, talk
I
about it.
mean, like, where certain places you can walk right down the street. I can go to the corner and come back with a fucking eighth, like,
Yeah.
and no one will bat an eye. But then, go a state over and they're fucking pulling me over, checking and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't. It doesn't make sense. And like I remember, like Miles was talking about how it's the federally they can come and bust down a dispensary right now. Like, it just doesn't make sense. You know, I don't.
I I 100% agree.
I don't. It's like hard to. There's like I don't even know how to explain the ways it doesn't make sense. It's just it's legal in so many places that it doesn't
Mhm.
make sense for it to be illegal at all. You know what I mean? Like,
Like
if
I don't know. And here, correct me if I'm wrong. Can you travel with alcohol as long as it's closed?
I
Is that a thing? I don't know if you can like get on a plane with alcohol,
right,
and
I doubt you can.
it has to be
I
on a
doubt you can
carry-on.
put
Okay,
it. Yeah,
so
right.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say that.
So why can't marijuana be the same thing? Why can't we get to a point where like if I want to travel with, you know, I don't know, like an eighth or a quarter or whatever, and I'm going to some place where I know the bud's gonna suck. Let's say I'm going to like, let's say I'm going to Texas, right? And I don't think all bud in Texas sucks, but if I compare the bud in Texas to California, I'm sure it's not even close, right? So I'm gonna bring my bud to Texas. Why can't I just
Yeah,
do that? Why is that? You know what I mean? But in the same breath, I can go and buy a handle of Jack and a handle of this and a handle of that, throw them in a checked carry-on, and they won't bat an eye.
yeah,
You know, something that, let's keep it real, like a handle of anything. If you drink a handle of anything, especially in one sitting, like, oh man, there's bad things are gonna happen. You know, but in that same breath, if I smoked a quarter or a half ounce even to the dome with the homies, maybe 2 other people. We're just gonna go get some food and come back and play video games. You know.
Yeah.
I've seen, and I'm not taking anything away from the people that love their alcohol, man.
Yeah.
I've seen the flip side to bud too, where it's so addictive that you put it over certain things. I've seen the flip side to it, and it can be kind of grossly irresponsible how people handle it. Yeah, that's true. But I think if I had to compare it, like comparatively to what I've seen on like the alcohol side of things, it being completely legal, some people have abused it in really heinous ways and done some pretty gnarly shit, you know, and I think that can't be ignored either.
I just believe in everything in moderation.
Oh, of
You
course.
know, I don't drink, but that's just because it literally makes me sick. But if
That sucks.
one yeah, but it's all good. But like if you like to drink, then you like to drink. Like if you
Yeah.
like to smoke, you like to smoke. Certain things like we were talking about, like heroin or things like that.
Yeah,
There's
meth. Yeah.
certain things I don't agree with, obviously, you know,
Yeah.
obviously, but it's the same with food. Like everything in
True.
moderation.
Hmm.
Like the only way you can continue to do something is by having those vices and
Hmm.
being real with yourself with them, but then also realizing when you're being overboard with them, and like having that self control to rein back when you do realize, damn, just sat here and smoked 7 bowls. I used to smoke two, type shit.
For
Like
real.
you gotta notice and like be real with yourself and recognize the things that you do and like learn about yourself too. Like people stop doing that when they become adults. They think like, oh, I'm 18 our age. I'm a whole ass person. Like, nah, you still growing and you still learning
Yeah.
your own mannerisms and you learning what makes you, bro.
Real
Like
shit,
I'm
man.
still learning what makes me, bro. Like that's
Yeah,
the only way I
in
can
our
say who I'm
thirties,
at.
like you
I
can't
still can't
have.
say exactly who I'm at, who I
Yeah,
am. Like I'm still learning. Like, damn, I like that shit. Okay, cool. Like,
yeah.
and recognizing like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I might have to try, watermelon again because, like, it's been quite some time, and maybe like,
I
maybe
try it, bro.
it might be
Try
bomb. You
it.
never
I
know. I
don't.
know that I don't like cantaloupe though because that shit stinks. Have you smelled it? I mean, I
I
don't know if
cantaloupe.
you like cantaloupe, my guy.
I
Fuck.
fuck with
Do you put
cantaloupe.
salt
I
on
fuck
it?
with honeydew. No, I didn't
All right.
put salt on it.
My grandmother used to put salt on that shit and eat it like the whole cantaloupe. Like I'd give it to her, right? Like she'd send me to Vaughn's and be like, "Oh, give
Slice
me
the
a
cantaloupe.
cantaloupe. Make sure it's good though." And she'd teach me how to do it, like the little click, click, click. So I'd bring her back her cantaloupe and she'd slice that shit in front of me. You want some? Like, no. All right, hand me the salt. She'd fucking go to town. I come back from eating whatever I got from the store, and her shit be gone, ghosted. I'm like, damn, Nana, it's just cantaloupe. It's like, it's good, baby. You gonna try it one day and you gonna
Yeah,
like it. I'm like, no, I'm good. It smells like boo boo.
and you don't have to make it a challenge, bro.
Oh no. Oh no.
A sub
Maybe,
challenge.
maybe
Cantaloupe.
some cantaloupe, like a whole half, like with some salt.
It's
Put
gonna
some
be it's
salt
gonna be
on
what
it.
was it, the head cheese one week and then
Oh god.
1 month and then cantaloupe next month. You're gonna be like cantaloupe.
Yeah, right. Like, dude, that's not even that bad. Like, it's bad for me. This is worse than head cheese for me. At least head cheese is like
Terrible.
head cheese looks really, really bad though. I can't lie. The gelatinous, like it looked like an alien. I was like, yo,
I
this shit.
only know what it is because of like Chopped. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like
yes, I knew I
when
had
they would
seen
use
that shit
the most
before.
the most obscure shit. I was like, the fuck is head cheese?
I know,
And the
dude. Do
judges
you
are
remember when they
explaining the shit. I'm
used?
like, oh,
Do you remember
gross.
when they used durian? That disgusting fruit, bro. There's this fruit from I think India. It's called durian, or it's Asian, and they were like, "Look, this is." It was one of those like the viewers' choice challenges. So the viewers
Yeah.
picked some of the most absurdly fucked up shit, and even the judges were like, "Damn, these people really want us to eat some of this." Like some of the fucking. He's like, these people are crazy. So durian smells apparently like a skunk. Like it smells really bad, like just ass, like horrid. And they had to cook with this shit. So
Terrible.
like one of the people cooking with it was an Indian dude though. He was like, "Oh yeah, I got this shit." I was just like, "What?" He like started chopping it up. And I was like, everybody else having to chop it up, they were like, "Oh." Every chop was just like, "Oh God." My boy. I got it. No trip. I got this. So yeah, I mean, I feel you. It's kind of like how I feel with like chitlins. The smell of chitlins. It's I can't eat them. Certain things I smell, I just can't eat. Cantaloupe is one of them. I mean, like I said, it's been a really long time for watermelon, but cantaloupe, I know. I'm not on board.
You should try some watermelon. I don't.
Watermelon, yeah, I'm gonna try it. You don't like watermelon?
Like fish. I like watermelon. I don't like fish. I don't like seafood, but I try it every time.
So what about seafood don't you like?
The taste.
The taste,
flavor,
period.
The
Just
texture.
God damn, everything. He said everything.
It tastes too fishy.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's just too fishy. Like some shrimp is okay.
Yeah.
But nah, I just don't like it. But I want to like it. So, you know,
I feel
try
you.
it every time I have a chance. When someone offers it, I'm like, I'll take a bite. You know, I'll try it.
Right.
I want to find that one that I do like to be like, oh, I'm gonna try that at the. You know, it's just gonna open a whole nother.
Like another realm of possibilities for you to eat. Yeah, dude, fish is so good for you too.
Healthy.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's so good for you. Bro, you know what?
Right now, I can just eat fish. I mean, all I eat is chicken.
Oh, really?
All I can,
chicken's good. Chicken's good. There's protein in chicken.
I mean, like, as far as like healthy meat.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Usually I go with chicken. Like, you know, I eat it. Stuff. Like I said, I don't hold it back. I believe in everything in moderation. I had Jack in the Box today. I lost Jack in the Box for dinner.
Bro, I mean, you can eat damn near anything you want as long as you're active, especially if you started young. If you start that trend young and you're constantly active, constantly working out, like I had moments, man, where I was eating like something awful at least 3-4 times a week, and I was still like 205, 200 pounds. Yeah. But like, I always had that thought in the back of my mind, like, oh man, I'll have to run an extra mile tomorrow. Or, oh man, I gotta make up for it in the gym this week. Or, man, I gotta wake up and do a few extra push-ups, a few extra sit-ups, like whatever. So you have to have a different mindset, I think, if that's the route that you're going to take. Because it also trains your body to be able to eat the things you actually like while still being able to get the most nutrients out of it, and it's still being able to flush your body. That's why Chad Johnson was able to do that shit. I don't know if you heard that story, but Ocho Cinco of the Cincinnati Bengals used to eat McDonald's 3 times a day. 3 times a day, bro. And would obliterate people on the fucking field, you know what I'm saying, while having a McDonald's diet. And yeah, there's a video of him saying, you can eat whatever you want as long as you work out. And like he's driving away from McDonald's.
Yep. I mean, in moderation. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't getting a quarter pounder with cheese and
I mean, he was getting
3 times.
No. I mean, like breakfast, he'd get some breakfast shit, and lunch, he'd get some lunch.
Right. Some chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Fire,
yeah, bro. I had an argument with somebody about McDonald's nuggets, telling me that they were trash, and I'm like, so whose nuggets do you prefer? He was like, Wendy's. I'm like, Wendy's nuggets over McDonald's?
Who?
Yeah.
Who goes to Wendy's that often?
Yeah, exactly. That's why you ain't no way, boy. That's why you my man. That's why you my man. $100,000. Ain't no way, boy. Yeah, I don't know.
This Wendy's not that far from here, but
oh yeah, you are kind of close to one, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't. Dude, Wendy's is good though. Don't get it twisted. Like I'm not shitting on like Wendy's burgers are great. But they got some ass fries. Their fries, in my opinion, are so fucking inconsistent. They're either too salty or you get too many of the ones that were cut on the end. So they all got the fucking skin on them. It's like every fucking fry has the skin on the whole side. It's like, bro, did you just give me the edge of the potato?
The end, like, at the bottom of the bucket every time I come.
Shit is annoying. So yeah, I still like Wendy's though. Like I said, I think a Baconator shits on a double quarter pounder any day of the week. That's just my opinion. But some people, they prefer, especially since the quarter pounder got that new meat. Some people really like that shit.
Jack in the Box is my shit, my go-to as far as fast food goes.
Really?
Over at my mom's crib and over here. Yep.
Oh wow. Yeah, back in the day, that used to be the lick. I remember when Jack in the Box used to have the chicken supreme. It was a long chicken sandwich, like Burger King, but it had lettuce, tomatoes, and Swiss cheese and mayonnaise on it. It was so bomb, bro. It was when I used to like cheese on chicken. Now I don't like cheese on chicken. I'm weird. I just like when I was a kid, I used to love that sandwich though. Like, oh my god! Every time I go, I tell my dad, "Yeah, you already know, chicken supreme combo, curly fries, Dr Pepper, put it on me." So,
Yeah, fire.
so you're in the Mecca. I call LA the Mecca because now that I've lived a couple other places in the U.S., all West Coast, so I'm not really doing shit. I'm gonna keep it real, but I've been to the East. And I've smoked what they got in the East, and and now I've been to the Pacific Northwest, and I've smoked what they have up here, and it's cool. But LA has some of the best indica hybrids, OGs that I think you can find anywhere in the United States. That being said, what's your go-to strain right now?
Right now, my go-to I've been picking up was this hybrid. It was a Chili Verde. It's pretty
What? What's
Yeah,
it
bro. This
called? Chili
Chili
Verde.
Verde.
Ooh,
I've been
that
picking that
sounds
up for like the
exotic.
last like 3 weeks until this week I got some SFV OG.
Yeah,
And
you already know. See,
yeah,
the valley's always had the bud, man. And there's nothing wrong with that for me because I always lived in the valley. And when I lived on the west side, I used to hate it low key because I was paying $15 more per eighth than I'd be paying in the valley, and I always thought like, what am I doing? It's more expensive to live over here, and the bud's more expensive. I might as well just go back to the fucking valley.
yeah.
So I went back to the valley. That's how it ends up being. But SOVOG is good. That's probably one of my favorite strains behind Skywalker.
Yeah, my favorite though is King Louis.
Oh, I remember.
That's
Oh.
my favorite,
Is it
but
what is it
they
like?
don't
King
tend to
Louis the
have it
13?
often.
Is it
Yeah,
the
it's like
13?
Louis the
Yeah,
13,
some
King
shit like that, right?
Louis,
Yeah,
and
that shit's
it's
hot.
same stuff, different name, but that's been my favorite. I smoked it once, like I got it. I mean, I've got it a few
Of course,
times, but I
yeah.
remember like the
The
first
first
time I
time,
smoked
right?
it, the taste, I was like, yo,
That's
this
that
shit right
shit.
here is smack. Like
Yeah.
this is fire. Like, and it was at this place that was over on like Central downtown
Okay.
LA that it was a shop in the front, and then in the back they had a dab bar.
Oh my
So
god.
they had a bunch of yeah, it was the most like sketchy spot ever, bro. It's
Really?
like you ever been downtown LA, bro? Downtown
Yeah.
LA, you know the overpass, like
Yes.
the 110 or whatever, right? It's
Yeah.
like Central and 17th somewhere around there, right?
Hmm.
It's just a black door. It's just a black door with a camera
Oh
looking
my
down.
god, bro.
With the
What?
camera looking down, bro. The most sketchy shit ever. We found it on Weed Maps.
Weed
I
nuts.
go like, yo, do I knock on the door? They're like, knock and just so we knock and like look at the camera and then like buzzes to let us in. And I opened and it's like this tiny ass room. And then the security guard's in there and like opens the next door for us to go in. And then it's like the bud tenders and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
we pick our stuff out, right? We get a little bit of wax like this and that. They're like, yeah, hey, we got a dab bar in the back. So
Yeah.
don't know what that is, but that's what we saw.
I don't know what that is.
So we go in and it's just like 4 or 5. There's like 5 TVs up on the wall playing Netflix.
Oh wow.
They got like rigs around like around the area. This is pre-COVID, so
Yeah, everything was chill.
wipe that bitch down and onto the next one. Um, so yeah, we just pulled up, and I just remember we packed a bowl, and actually, I think we were smoking in there, and we packed a bowl, and I was just like, yo, this is bomb. And I was just lit. I just remember we were lit, like, and then went back to, at the time, I think we were living with, like, my girl's parents and stuff. So we like went back home, s- chilled. But that's it. Ever since that one time, like I was like,
King
yeah.
Louis is the
Every
one.
time I see it, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this. But that bitch is expensive. Like that
Yeah,
shit's always
I was
priced
about
with
to
her,
say. I
bro.
think the only time I've seen King Louis like on some god tier shit, I think it was when we were living in North Hollywood. They called it something else. It was called like King. It was mixed. It was crossed with something. It was like King Cobra or King Contra or some shit like that. And we didn't get it all the time because we were like, man, that shit's $60 an eighth. So,
Yeah, that shit
but when we
expensive.
would always say, yep, that's where our money went right there. That smell, that woof, when you open the
Yeah.
jar, that's how you know when you hit that shit off the bleeze, it's gonna ease your pain. So yeah, but yeah, man, I don't think I really have much else for you. So I want to thank you, like considerably thank you for coming onto the show because I know you're busy, especially with what you were just telling me about work. I know you can't talk too much about your job and everything, but like if you want to talk about how fucking crazy of an order you just got, um,
Uh, yeah. I mean, I have a project for, I gotta set up about 2,000 files.
oh my god, bro! So that's two
That's a lot of
thousand proofs,
project.
right? You said,
Yeah, I gotta set up 2,000 proofs to send to the client for approval.
holy
And once
shit!
that's approved, I have to break those files up into production files. So a lot of it is uh, a lot of it is Plex, well, acrylic with stuff mounted to it. So I
Oh
have to set
what?
up a bunch of cut files for our laser machines, and
Holy shit!
it's gonna be a headache, but
But
we've been through worse.
I was about to say,
Uh,
but you guys have done stuff for like,
oh, we
Staples
we do stuff
Center.
for all over the place. Yeah, the big signage for sides of buildings and stuff like that. That's
That's what's
us
up.
in LA. I don't know what I can and can't say exactly over
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
but
yeah. No, no, don't worry about it.
yeah, we do all of that, and I don't want it to be like a my company plug either, because more so, uh, got my own shit going with
Yeah, the fifth
Miles
hit. Yeah.
Mauser that was on here last week. We got our fifth hit thing going. I actually got to send him the shit. I didn't think about making it until yesterday. I was like, "Ooh, perfect. I'll
Yeah.
throw this whole up."
Yeah.
But yeah, we're we getting our production thing going. We got reincarnated as a slime coming soon. Uh, got a bunch of visuals coming out. About to start making the most of these monster laptops that we got. Start hitting y'all with a bunch of content. So if y'all want to go follow uh, at the fifth hit on Instagram, and then my own shit is underscore AO Otis pretty much everywhere but here. Um, y'all can check us out and let us know what you think, man.
Yeah.
Boys got bars, and boys got bars. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Miles's production, man, I still got to hit him up to get some music for future
Miles
videos
is
and
a
stuff.
monster, bro. I
Yeah.
love going over there when they're making music and just watching them, bro. Just like watching the process, it's just so crazy
Oh yeah.
just to see it go from the
Like
bits and
just
pieces to
yeah.
like a finished production. Like it's insane. Cause I remember a while ago trying to make beats, and I just didn't have no fucking ear for it, bro.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
in the
like
same boat. I'm in the
just
same boat.
playing with the program and just being like, "Nah, hell no." And then just to see someone that's such a fucking wizard at it, it's like,
Yeah.
damn, bro, you live like this?
Man, you should have
Okay.
your boy put you on. You know what I'm saying? Have you out here?
Yeah,
Have y'all out here becoming
nah,
the new, the new,
I
the new?
make pictures for you. I
I'm
make
like,
pictures.
y'all can be the new Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm just saying. You know,
I make
like,
pictures, bro. I let him cook it up in the studio,
I
bro.
feel it. I
Chef,
feel it. And chef,
house.
yeah, chefing in the kitchen too.
Yeah, he's cooking
Well,
up beats and food, bro.
well, shout out to Fifth Hit. Everything that you guys are doing over there it looks amazing. I followed you guys' gaming channel. I'm gonna make sure I continue to support because y'all the homies. Thank you again for being on the show, man. It's a pleasure to, of course, man. It's a pleasure to have just like-minded people on here talking about something that I think is important. You know, we gotta get rid of the stigma. You know, Bud doesn't rob you of your ambitions. It doesn't make you lazy if you're not a lazy person. You know, so
exactly. Yep.
So,
but yeah, before we head out, bro, I also wanted to say good shit, man. Been on the grind for a minute, bro. I know.
yeah.
And I know it gets hard, man. I know I remember, trying to stream here and there too, but doing it consistent like you have, man, is dope. It's dope. I actually look forward to pulling up when your stream pops up.
I appreciate that, dude.
Like, I'm always right there when I can be, and went through a little time where I couldn't, but man, I got like 120,000 channel points that
oh my god. I have to create something for those people. I have to create something for you and like my girlfriend to use all your points on. Something absolutely ridiculous.
Week, I was about to make you have to speak in rhyme to Miles.
But
I got busy, bro. I got busy and I didn't get a chance. But I was going to.
That would have been too much. Like, I don't even know how I would have approached that. Trying to have like a real discussion while I'm rhyming. Oh god, it helps. It's good for practice, I'm sure.
I just thought it would have been funny because
he would have been like, "Bro, why are you talking to me? Why are you coming to me with the spoken word? Are you good?"
Have him remix that shit, bro.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious. Well, thank you for choosing not to help the interview go by smoothly. I appreciate you.
No problem. I got you.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. But we're gonna get on some Apex, right?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I gotta work on this flyer real quick for my mom.
Yeah, take your time.
Actually, real quick, if you don't mind, check out the Little Lion Foundation.
Oh yeah,
on Instagram too. If y'all can, it's the family's animal rescue. They're doing a lot of great shit over there. Rescuing a ton of cats in Long Beach and LA area.
Okay.
So little shameless plug for them.
No, I love the cats. I have two myself.
Yeah, man, they're doing really big things, really rescuing a lot of animals.
That's good.
I think they rescued like 600-700 last year.
Oh wow.
And, I'm pretty sure they've already matched that this year or done more. I'm not sure exactly the stats, but it's ridiculous. Every day I see 10s and 20s of new animals that they're taking in and rescuing. So, yeah, check them out. And take a look at the little cute kitties, man.
I love cats, so I'll definitely give it a gander. Thanks again for coming on, man. I appreciate you, dude. Sir. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Peace. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for taking the time to take a look at our podcast. We're going to be doing this, like I said, every week. So check back here. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below if you have any topics that you think we should cover. And be sure to hit us up on the Twitch channel if you guys want to watch these recordings live. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay real. See you guys in the next one. Peace.